Hello. How's it going, people? Welcome to the stream. Hope everyone's doing great, is having fantastic, phenomenal, mind-blowing day. It's Thursday, 5th of September. Yes, the year's almost over, I'm not gonna lie, and it's kind of weird. International break today pretty much kicks off in full gear. There's national game qualifications and everything. And yeah, what I can say about all that, there are qualifiers, there are games, Arsenal have done quite a bit of stuff actually that's kind of linked with Arsenal in a way for this time when transfer window doesn't exist, and when there's no games in Premier League, quite a bit of stuff actually is revolving around Arsenal still, which actually kind of, you could say, is expected and everything, to be honest. So we're definitely going to talk about that. We're going to talk about lots of other things, and my camera is doing a bit of a madness. Give me a second here. Let me fix this quickly. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, it's quite interesting, to be honest. The Arsenal have made their Champions League squad with a surprise return. Genuinely a surprise return, which I didn't expect to happen. So it'll be very interesting to see how much he plays, how much it goes, and how it goes for him. Ballon d'Or nominees have come out, and there is Arsenal, and it's all revolving around Arsenal as well in a way, so we're definitely going to talk about that. There could potentially also be some concerns about Odegaard, that he might actually be injured, so we're definitely going to get deep dive into that, and we also going to talk about a few other bits and bobs here or there. So basically there is stuff to discuss, let's just say that there is stuff to discuss. So of course, if you're new around here, don't forget to smash thumbs up, destroy that like button, everything definitely helps, the algorithm helps a lot, and pretty much it takes you a few seconds, so please do it. Subscribe if you enjoy the content and you want to return for more. Hit that bell and everything, all that good stuff. And to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, don't want to drag this too long. I don't want to drag this longer than it should be dragged long. And let's get into it. Generally, let's get into it. I'm kind of struggling for words today. It's not sure why. Maybe I'm too tired from work. Maybe I'm too exhausted or something. But struggling a bit for words. That's basically the case at the moment. But here we go. First things, we're gonna kick things off with this, and which is genuinely already a madness. According to team news and ticks, basically, Arsenal's data team on the really high on Brian Buemo. It was a deal the club were strongly considering, however a move was always unlikely this summer. Genuinely, transfer window has closed 5 days ago, and we are already talking about ex-transfers. In a second we're gonna talk already about future transfers. Like, what are we doing here? Transfer window has closed, we are not signing him. Who the hell cares? Like, legitimately, who the hell cares? 180 pages of players, scouting, data, and all that stuff. Yet we end transfer window with Calafiori, Merino, Norberto Neto, and Raheem Sterling. And now some random news come out that we were really high on Brian Buemo. Like, why? Like, what's the point in this? Like, transfer window has passed, we are not signing him. Why would anyone report on this? Generally, it doesn't make sense. Will we go him for in January? Will we go him for him next summer? Why are we talking about this? This window has just closed. We are 3 months away from January window, 9 months away from summer transfer window. Yet already we are talking about transfers. Already, the season has played 3 games this season. We are already talking about summer transfers, about transfers we have missed on. We know the transfers we have missed on, basically, because it's half the window we have been linked with. And it doesn't stop there with Mbeumo, by the way. There are links already for next summer. Next freaking summer, 9 months from now, next summer, that Arsenal will target Eberechi Eze if all goes to plan next summer. The club feel another good season maturing the Premier League will make him a valuable member on the squad. The question is, why didn't we go him in this summer? Because in this summer, it actually would have been the perfect signing for Arsenal. Odegaard's backup technically can also play right wing. So why didn't we go him for this summer? Because let's be real, he's gonna ball out unless he gets injured. Don't wish him on that. But he's gonna ball out for Palace this transfer window. Yes, he has release clauses of something, or they wanted 50-60 million. 100% if he performs over the top, they're gonna want even more on that. 70, 80 million next summer. Like, why are we already linked with this? Like, what's the point? Because the time from now till then, everything legitimately can change. Fully change and fully disappear. The narratives might shift. We might lose some players. We might get some other players. Some players might ball out. Who knows what's gonna happen with Tierney? We haven't seen him play 1 minute yet. Yet he should have been playing at some sort of minutes. Why we are already linked with someone? Why the hell we are already linked with someone? How does this work? It's bad. It feels like it's not enough that during summer window we were linked to about 100 plus players already. And now since it's season has started, we are already linking for next summer. It's like we are already looking for excuses. Oh, but last summer we didn't get Eze, so we're gonna maybe get him this summer, and we're gonna go again. Like, transfer window shut 5 days ago. Next one opens in, well, technically 3 months, but the summer one opens in 9 months. Why we are already linked with someone? Why? Why we are linked already with someone else? Because for me, Eze should have been signed this summer. This specific summer. If we want to improve the squad, make our squad a bit massive, more serious, push for the title, cups and everything. Eze, brilliant signing in terms of that. And we just didn't do it. And now we're gonna do it next summer. It's like we always gonna do it always is like that with Arsenal. We do the bare minimum in one window, then we sign one massive player next window, and then again we do bare minimum afterwards. Like, what? It's not serious. It's genuinely not serious. But I digress, so we move on. I don't want to talk about that too much. I want to talk about this. I legitimately want to talk about this. Arsenal's wage structure. Wage structure for Arsenal for all the players we have at the club. And do you see something very, very worrying right here? Do you see that, or is it just me? Genuinely, do you see anything worrying in this, or is it just me? Like, genuine question. Because if you look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 players we have on at least 100 grand a week. Then we have 3 on 90 grand a week. David Raya is on 85, Kivior's on 58, and Neto is alone, obviously he's on 50. Now we exclude Sterling, but we still pay him 100 grand, so he is still on that 100k gang, in a way. 16 players. This season, for Arsenal, we have on 100k. 100k, at least. And you know what's the worrying part? And people say you shouldn't be comparing us to Manchester City, to other teams, but how can we not when we are going up against them, when they are our main competitors, main rivals to win something? How can we not? And now look at this. I checked this before the stream. Erling Haaland is earning, including add-ons and stuff like that, 350 something grand a week. 350 grand alone for Erling Haaland, right? Seems a lot, right? Seems quite a lot. But look at our strikers. Kai Havertz and Gabriel Jesus. We paid them combined 550 grand. 550 grand. Who is responsible for this incompetence to put players on such high and monstrous wages? Because if you look at these players, to be honest, does Zinchenko deserve 150 grand? No, he doesn't. I would say about 80, 90 is fair. Calafiori never has played for Arsenal, never has played in Premier League. He earns more than, for example, Gabriel Magalhaes, who is one of the best center backs in Premier League. We have one of the best pairings, one of the best defenses in the league. Calafiori is earning more than Gabriel Magalhaes. Where does that make sense? Where does that make sense? Like, think about it. For example, Leandro Trossard, he comes off the bench, arguably is our best finisher, and there's no arguably, he actually is our best finisher in the team, one of the arguably clutch player. He earns less than, I would say, about 80% of the team. How can it make sense? Main goalkeeper, David Raya, Golden Glove last year and everything. He goals didn't concede, has made world-class saves this window. This season alone, 3 games, 3 world-class saves. He earns the least amount of the regular players. The least amount of money. Like, why? And this is where we piss our money away, basically. We overpay and we put them on insane, enormous wages. Because let's be real, if you cannot convince player by your project, your system, your phases and process and all that stuff, the main thing you do is to throw more money at him. Let's be real. Because at the end of the day, money talks, and that's the easiest and the most efficient way to convince someone to come to your club, right? And then you pay these over the odds for certain players, and you get them. The biggest worry is, if you don't have proper talent ID, you overpay for mediocre players. Mediocre players. Because Kai Havertz at Chelsea was on 285 grand, something like that. Very big wages, right? His time at Chelsea. Would you consider it good? No, I wouldn't. He was great at Bayer Leverkusen, there's no denying that. But 3 years at Chelsea, he scored goal in Champions League to win it for them. That's fantastic. But overall, you could consider him a flop at Chelsea. So how comes you take their player and you put him on the same wages? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Because let's be real, he didn't do much at Chelsea. And if Arsenal that really wanted him, Edu and Garlic should have gone to Havertz and say, you know what? We're paying 65 bags for you, man. You haven't done great at Chelsea. You're living off the hype 3 years ago when you were by Leverkusen. You haven't done pretty much nothing for Chelsea. So you should be taking some sort of a pay cut. Genuinely, some sort of a pay cut. Yet Arsenal don't do that. They pay him what he wants. He says, I want 300 grand, he gets paid 300 grand. What kind of business operates that way? Genuinely, every single player you sign at the end of the day. Imagine me at my work. I go to my boss, I say, you know what? I want $500,000 a year. And he says, you're gonna get $500,000 a year. Like, is it fair? No, it's not. I don't deserve $500,000 a year for the work I do. Let's be real, I'm no capping here. Kai Havertz doesn't deserve 280 grand a week. He deserves about 180 grand a week. I would take that. 100 grand less. 30% less. It generally makes no sense that we sign certain players, put them on insane wages. Erling Haaland, as I said, earns 350 grand. 350 grand a week. But that's Erling Haaland. He scores, he dominates, he destroys. And every time you come up against this City side, he inflicts fear just by being there in the tunnel. Now look at this. We pay Havertz and Jesus. One guy who said scoring goals isn't his main trait. And second one who needs 8 to 10 chances to score 1 goal. Combined on both of them, we pay 500, more than $500,000. 550 grand a week. For those two alone. Man, all these people up there, Garlic, Sedus and all of them, should be sacked on the spot just for those two alone. For those 2 wages. Because they haven't done anything at Arsenal to justify those wages. I would accept Jesus on 160 grand a week. Havertz on 160 to 180. I would be cool. Genuinely would be cool with that. But to pay them, both of them, nearly 300 grand a week each for the output they give at Arsenal, what are we doing here? Jesus spends half the time in the hospital pretty much. Havertz runs around like a giraffe who's been shot with a tranquilizer dart, needs about 7 to 10 chances to score, 1 goal by the way. How come you are rewarding that? Oh, but he makes good runs. But it's not enough. To win games you need goals. And we saw against Brighton, he cannot provide us with that on a consistent basis. So what is this justification to pay him 280 grand a week? To pay Jesus 265 grand a week? And on top of that, you look, as I said, Calafiori, 120 grand a week. Which seems fair, right? But now, If you look at Gabriel Magalhaes, who earns 20,000 less than him, you now stand back and think, what the hell are we doing here? Gabriel Magalhaes, part of the best defense in the league last year, one of the best defensive pairings in arguably Europe even based on last season, one of the best defenders in the Premier League. He earns less than Calafiori? He earns less than Zinchenko? Jorginho? Than Tierney? Like, seriously, what are we doing here? And then we wonder why we cannot sign players on the certain level. Because half the money we should be having is paying to these donkeys to overpay their salaries. We reward them. We protect their value. What value are you protecting here? Legitimately, Calafiori hasn't kicked a ball for a season yet in Premier League for Arsenal. Yet he earns more than half the team we have. Half the team we have. He gets more than Timber, Merino, Trossard. Raya is on 85 grand a week. Raya is on 85 grand a week. 85. He earns less than Tomiyasu, Jorginho, Zinchenko. For a guy who just won the Golden Glove, has made 3 world-class saves here. Yes, he has blips here or there, but also it doesn't seem fair. Feels like it's not enough. Like, seriously. Neto is on 50 grand. I get it. Fully get it. Neto is on 50 grand. It's a loan. Okay, cool. It is what it is, right? Why is he on 50 grand? Mostly it's because of what he has done in his career. Let's be real. Played for Juventus, Barcelona, won titles and all that stuff. Let's be real. Basically, salary kind of is built on that as well, partially. Let's be real at the time, right? Raya is on 85. Yet Ramsdale was on 120. Like, somehow doesn't seem fair. Genuinely, it just doesn't seem fair. Sorry. Isak scores twice for Sweden and Gyökeres scores. Gyökeres 2 assists. Wish we had one of those at our football club, to be honest. Yep, definitely wish we would have at least a striker of some sort at our club. Not 2 wannabe backup dancers who barely can lace their own boots without getting injured or not missing the target. Generally, Jesus leans down to lace his boots. Oh, I pulled the groin half a year out. Oh, bend my knee, tweak my knee half a year out. Kai Havertz runs on the pitch. Amazing first touch against Brighton. And then just shoots it like, I don't know what has happened. It's like he's been space jammed all of a sudden. All the powers has been sucked out of him. Like, Havertz doesn't deserve 280 grand a week. For what is he earning that? For that one Champions League goal? Or is he still living off the hype from nearly 4 years ago when he was at Bayer Leverkusen? Is he still living off that, or what are we doing here? 280 grand for Havertz. We're playing more than $500,000 in wages alone for 2 strikers who actually are not strikers. Like, seriously? Like, generally, seriously? That is the big case. How Zinchenko, for example, Zinchenko, Tierney, Jorginho, even Calafiori is earning more than Gabriel Magalhaes? How Tomiyasu is on the same wages as Gabriel Magalhaes? Like, make it make sense. Make it legitimately make sense. Like, no wonder we are in such dumps and we cannot sell players. 16 players are on 100 or more grand a week. 3 of them are on 90, 1 is on 85. It's actually quite insane if you think about it. It's actually wild. Big up Nick in the chat. Big up. Yeah, we got Pepper. Big up. We're gonna talk about Odegaard in a second. Anyways, on the lighter side of news, 4 Arsenal players have been nominated to PFA awards. Ballon d'Or, sorry. PFA, my ass. Ballon d'Or. Bukayo Saka, William Saliba, Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard. I'm not gonna lie. Fair choices. For me, I just don't know why Rice is there. Because since Bayern game, he was, well, not great. I'm not gonna lie, he was quite average. But it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, I love that our players are getting recognition. We are the second team with the most players nominated out of 30 for Ballon d'Or, by the way. Real Madrid has 7, City has 4, and Arsenal have 4. Feels great. Genuinely, I'm happy for them. Yeah? At the same time, I have in the back of my mind the fact that these players are getting the big spotlight. Obviously, Saliba just signed a new deal. He's staying. Declan Rice as well, Odegaard as well. To be honest, Saliba not so much. Saka, I think, more. But William Saliba, for example, you don't think that the big clubs don't see this? Real Madrid already has interest in William Saliba. Rudiger is 31 years old. Alaba is 32 even. Yes, Alaba is left-sided center back, but still, those two center backs soon will go away. And the way the Real Madrid do things, they have the experienced players and they sign young players who can learn from the experienced ones. Let's be real, 100%. You wonder it's a surprise. They still have Modric, and they're playing Valverde, Camavinga, and all these youngsters in midfield. It's not a coincidence. It's their system, how they integrate young players in the team. It has worked for decades, to be honest, decades. And that's why they are so successful, partially. And now, if you think about it, how long till we start actually winning things? Because unless we win something in this season or next season, at worst, I have big suspicions Saliba is gone. Genuinely. Saliba could be gone. Real Madrid already kind of want him. They have looked at him. It's no wonder. He is on their list. And let's be real. When Real Madrid come calling, you don't turn them down. You generally don't turn them down. You always sign from them if you want. Because if you go to Real Madrid, let's be real, pretty much you are guaranteed trophies. You have a legacy pretty much instantly. Especially if you perform. Then you are over the moon there. Legitimately. And Saliba, to be honest, is the prime candidate to go there. There aren't that many insane center backs who are young enough for Real Madrid to sign to have, let's just say, 4 or 5 years of consistent success and playage. Like, they don't. There are not. Saliba is arguably one of 3, maybe 4. And if Arsenal don't start winning, Saliba actually could be the most attainable in this instance. And I'm scared about it. Because Saliba now is getting the recognition he deserves. Legitimately. Euros player in the team of the tournament for Euros. Best defense last year. Incredible team this season and everything. Now he's nominated for Ballon d'Or. If Arsenal don't start winning things, and Real Madrid will come knocking, I pretty much can guarantee you he's going away. Because, let's be real, if you're a real player and you have ambition for the future, you think about these things. Your legacy, the trophies, what you're gonna leave behind. And at the moment, none of these players are leaving anything behind. Like, they have won nothing. Okay, Saka technically has won FA Cup in Arteta's first year, but besides that, they have won absolutely nothing. And this can't go. This can't be dragged out for too long. At some point, it's gonna break. The penny is gonna drop, as I like to say, and the reality will hit, and it's not gonna be as rosy as everyone thinks. Because, for me, if you have ambition, you're a proper player, you will try and force your move away at some point if you're not winning. Because, especially Saliba, for example, deserves to win a lot. Saka as well, Odegaard as well. Declan Rice has won at least Conference League in this instance. He's arguably Declan Rice at the moment with winning the Conference League, right? Was it Conference League or Europa League? I think it was Conference League, right? With West Ham. Is third most decorated player in the team, behind, you could say, well, technically you have to say Jesus, you have to say Sterling at the moment, but the long-term ones, Havertz, Jorginho, they have won big things, and then is Declan Rice. Well, Jesus technically as well, but yeah, Jesus, to be honest, Jesus as well. So he's in top 5 most decorated players. How mad is that? How mad actually is that if you think about it? Declan Rice, and with West Ham, not Arsenal, with West Ham, you know. West Ham in the last, 5 years since Mikel Arteta has been here, has won major trophies. West Ham has won Europe. Arsenal have won nothing in Europe. No Conference League, no Europa League, not even to mention Champions League. West Ham are more successful in Europe than Arsenal, actually. If you come to think about it. It's actually wild. Here's another post, a big one by the way. This is a very, very serious one if you look at things. It's the money spent, clubs that have spent the most money on transfer fees to build their current squads. Basically the squads they are at the moment using in the league, in cups and everything. Look at this. Just look at this. Most money spent. Arsenal have spent the fourth most. The Premier League teams basically are up there. That's pretty much a given. However, if you look at these things, Man United has overpaid, they're rebuilding, it's not working for them. But Man United always spend lots of money. Chelsea does the same thing, they did it under Abramovich, they're doing it right now. City, to be honest, that 1 billion basically comes together with the teams they have right now. That includes all the players they had even before that were coached by Mikel Arteta at the time, when he was at City still, with your De Bruynes and everyone. So that also is a bit of a different one. It would be interesting to see how much money teams have spent on their current squad since Mikel Arteta has taken over Arsenal specifically. Because it feels like obviously Chelsea will be on the top, yet Arsenal, I genuinely believe, could be second place, easily. And what have we to show for it? Nothing. We have nothing to show for it. 700 million spent, and we have won nada. Nothing. Kaput. Nothing has been won by Arsenal. And people are trying to justify this. Oh, give him time. He needs to adjust to the team. Arteta will win us something. He hasn't done it in 5 years. 700 million spent. He's done nothing at Arsenal, to be honest. We are back where we were under Arsene Wenger. And to be honest, in Wenger's last 5 years, we won 3 trophies. In Wenger's last 5 years at Arsenal, at the time when the team was awful and everything, we won 3 trophies. Arteta in his 5 years has won 1 FA Cup. 1 FA Cup, and it wasn't even with his squad. Which means if Arteta actually wants to even equal that record in trophies, right, he needs to do a double this year, which is actually kinda mad. It's actually kinda mad. A team cannot play in Conference League if they finish above 7th place. Wait, what? You don't want to finish in 7th place. Obviously nobody wants. Yet, you have cups before you. You have cups before you. Every single year. Arsenal before Champions League, they had Europa League. Did we want to finish 5th place? No, we didn't want that. We wanted to get Champions League instantly. But we got where we were. But you can only beat what's in front of you. You can win only what is given. You can always try and get what's in front of you. So basically, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Premier League. And then it depends. You qualify for Champions League, Europa League or Conference League. West Ham qualified for that and they won it in the end. Let's be real. They won it in the end. Arsenal didn't win it. We got to one Europa League final. Yes, Emery didn't win it, but he got to us 2 finals. At the end of the day, we had a chance to go to another final, but Mikel Arteta got outdone by Emery and Villarreal. Like, it's not that you don't want to. How comes many Arsenal fans think that this club is above trophies? Above trophies. We are too good to win Carabao Cup, too good to win FA Cup, too good to win any other cup. We are not in a position to look over on cups and think, we don't need them. We are good. We're just gonna go for the big ones. We are not in such a position at the moment. City can do that, let's be real. They have won everything you can imagine. We are not in that position. We need trophies. We need trophies desperately. This cannot continue, in my opinion, because success is determined by the end of the season by trophies. This sport is about winning trophies, not who came second, who finished closer to City, but who actually won it all at the end. And more often than not in Premier League it's City, FA Cup depends, but it's City. Last year it was United, 2 years ago in Carabao Cup again it was United. Like, It is what it is. But people don't like that talk because it's a very depends how you look at it. For me, it's trophies. You win nothing, pretty much you have failed. Yes, you have finished second. Okay, cool. But have you won anything? We need trophies. We need to win trophies. I said we should aim for the domestic cup double. Yeah, we should win something this season, at least. And even then Arteta shouldn't be guaranteed new contract. We should be winning the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup. When Wenger was here, Arsenal tend to take pride in winning FA Cups. Because they couldn't win Premier League, they couldn't win Champions League and everything. They couldn't win that. Under Arsene Wenger, we tend to win FA Cups at least. Those were the last trophies he's ever won, but it is what it is. He actually won them. We have 14 FA Cups. 14. Man United is only one behind us, by the way. If they win it one more, we are tied on them. They can overtake us. It's not that big of a gap. That's also a big thing. If we draw to Spurs and lose to City, I don't think Arteta will see that. I don't see it that way, to be honest. Because we should be going for cups in general. We should be aiming for the cups. And to win the cup, at least Carabao Cup, and let that win, an emotional lift, inspire the team to go win it all. Because that's how Pep Guardiola described it. The first cup he wants to win is Carabao Cup. Because after that, you have tasted success and you have extra motivation to go forward and to win the other cups, to get more success. That's how Pep Guardiola said it, something like that. I feel like Erik ten Hag still in the job exemplifies the power trophies. He has that trophy currency which has kept... Yeah, that for me is the reason why Erik ten Hag is at United. First season he won Carabao Cup. Okay, nothing great, but he won a cup. Last season, he would have been sacked if he doesn't win that FA Cup. He would be gone, 100% in my opinion. He wouldn't be here. The thing is, winning that FA Cup at the same time for Manchester United, based on how they look at the moment in the league and everything, in a way, it's the worst thing that could have happened. Yes, it's cool, you won the trophy and everything, you won a cup, phenomenal, because you want to win the trophies. The issue about that is, it kept Erik ten Hag at the job, which is something, let's be real, I would think many United fans didn't want to happen. Because now we see what is happening at United and it's a total mess. Genuinely a total utter mess at United. And it's actually kind of painful to watch. Yet Erik ten Hag just sits and spouts everything about trophies, winning and all that stuff. And makes in a way himself a laughingstock after interviews. But it is what it is. It's him, he does his thing, whatever. At least it's not in our fan base. Mind you, we haven't won anything so we cannot talk like that. But hey ho. If we nick a domestic cup every year, the City onslaught is slightly lessened. It's like buying Luis Diaz on FPL. If you can't afford Salah, you cover the damage somewhat. In a way, yeah. Because United haven't done anything in the last 2 seasons pretty much in Premier League as a whole. They had their ups, they had their downs. They were in a title race at some point 2 years ago and everything. Obviously, they fell off and everything. They didn't have the best styles of play, everyone's mocking them for that, many want Ten Hag out and everything, but at the end of the season they finished 6th, they finished 5th, 4th, 8th, whatever, but at the end of the season they also have a cup. And that kinda softens the blow in a way, and also is one of the main targets of the season, main goals of the season, is to win actually something. Because let's be real, in Premier League, just like we talked about it yesterday, what Emmanuel Petit said, in 10 years time, nobody will give utter flying F who came second in 23-24 season in Premier League. Nobody will remember that. Nobody will remember by how many points and how it played out. Because what will it say on the cup and what will it say on the books, in the memories, in the memoirs and everything is that Manchester City won it. And that will be it. And that is the story at the end of the day. You only see winners. You see who won Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Premier League, Champions League. At best, you see who against the cup finals we're against. At best. Besides that, nobody cares who came second in the league. Who came second in the league in what or whatever. I'm thinking that once Pep does actually retire, our team will be in a much better position to step into the breach if they are well trophied in the previous years. The question is, when will Pep retire? Because everyone's saying once Pep leaves, the league is ours. Who knows when he will retire? I think Pep is the only one who knows. And maybe even he doesn't know himself. He just goes on season by season basis and see how he feels at the end of the season or during the season and then decides as his contract is running out. The other thing is, I want to win the Premier League. And this will sound very bad and very weird in a way. But I want to win Premier League while Pep is here. While Pep Guardiola is here and we beat him. Properly beat him. Not we wait until he retires and then we are in the best position and pretty much we have guaranteed the title in a way in the first place. I don't want that. Well, I want to win the Premier League, but it just seems like a cheap way through. Because for me, the way I have struggled in life, what things I have done in life, the easiest way never has been the best way. For me, the way is you get the job done no matter what it costs, no matter what it takes. And that means going through hell, basically. And winning Premier League while Pep is here for Arsenal is like going through hell, basically. So for me, I would love to win Premier League while Pep is actually here. It would also carry much more weight in terms of Mikel Arteta as a manager. Yes, I want him out at the moment, but if he beats Pep and wins the league, lots of things will change. He will prove that he can do it under very heavy circumstances as well, and I will stand here, give him my praise, and apologize even to him. Because at the end of the day, he proved me wrong. And that's what it's all about. I can give my opinion, you agree, disagree, okay, cool on you, we can discuss it. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Until I get proven wrong on that instance, yeah, I will stick to my opinion. Making it to a final I class as a half trophy, as it still increases that winning mentality and the hunger of players. True, in a way. The thing is, we cannot get even past the third or fourth round in the cups. So what finals we are even talking about here? We cannot get even to the finals, yet alone semi-final or quarter-final, if you get what I mean. Well, what we do know is that there will come a day when he does retire. Yeah, that will, or well, he might not even retire, he just might go to a different club and manage them. The thing is though, when he does that, in what state Arsenal will be? Because we don't know when it's gonna happen. By that time, basically, we could be the second best team in Premier League, like by a mile. Like for example, last year it was a 2-horse race, more or less. Let's be real, like that. Or we maybe have fallen off, and we are basically battling for top 4, like we did under the last years of Arsene Wenger, basically. Like there's too many variables in that instance to actually happen. What's gonna be then? Because for me, the way I see how City has built their team, there is no chance in hell that when Pep leaves, there will be a drop-off in City. 100% there's already a manager in place they will sign. They already see similar tactics or something like that. They already have scouted, they have scouted the market, and they already have a proper list of managers to replace Pep Guardiola in case he decides to leave. The question is just when. And who knows who they will sign. Because there are multiple options they actually could try and go for, let's be real. That is also a big case. If Arteta could topple Pep and bring him low, I will stand up. Exactly, that is the thing. That is the thing. If Arteta could topple Pep while he's still here, beat him at his own game, while City is the biggest juggernaut in a long time we have seen in Premier League, that would completely change the narrative how people view Mikel Arteta as a manager. And that would also change the way other teams in the world look at Arteta as manager. that would also put Arsenal in a very good position, not just in terms of a club or stature or and everything, but also it would 100% attract bigger stars. Because at the moment, the way I see it is that under Mikel Arteta we have won nothing. We have improved as a team. Yes, we have gone from 8th, 5th to double second, but we haven't won anything. We haven't won Premier League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, not even to mention Champions League. And yet the Kroenkes say that we will sign big players once we get in Champions League. The thing is, even though we are in Champions League, we don't have the pool as well. Even if we have the money, because if we went instantly for an insane player, 100%, well, it depends if Kroenkes have any ambition, because at the moment it doesn't look, but I'm just speculating here. If we won the league against Pep, it would change the way other players look at Arsenal as well. Because at the moment they look at us and think, well, they have a good system, they have a plan, they're doing their thing, but where are the fruits of the loom? Where are they? Where are the trophies and everything? And we have nothing to show for it at the moment. I think that also is a big reason why we just cannot sign many players we actually want. Because we don't go to big teams anymore and don't sign big players. We don't do that. We don't go to, well, we go to big teams, we just sign their basically waste. We don't sign one of their better players, let's just put it that way. We don't go and sign, let's just say like we did against Spurs, their captain Sol Campbell at the time. We just don't go do that to other teams. We don't do it. Yet on the other hand, other teams, Chelsea, City, Juventus, anyone, comes in and takes our best players. Like Fabregas, Henry, Van Persie, pick your poison. They always take our best players. Why? Because they're winning, and instantly when they take that player, they improve that team, and they keep winning. Yet Arsenal at the moment are winning nada. They're winning nothing. F all. And then you have no pull from other teams, in a way as well. Because that winning, the trophies and everything, brings certain stature and pull with it that basically only winning gets you. And that is something you just cannot also dismiss. My worry is that once City do fall, we won't be in position to capitalize. That would be the worst thing. And I genuinely believe that will be the case. Not to say that City falls, let's just say, but for example, Pep leaves. That also could be the case. The big thing is, yes, we haven't done enough in the market. Yes, we haven't signed the necessary players and everything, yada yada yada, basically, yeah? At the same time, we just saw what happened in battles of FFP, PSR for Leicester and Everton. They beat Premier League in those. So there won't be any point deductions and stuff like that, basically. Or even if there will be 1 or 2 points. It won't be much like they were promised before, like 10 or something. That leads me to believe that many Arsenal fans, huge chunk of fan base, I've seen it on Twitter, on YouTube videos as well, kind of count that one of the reasons how Arsenal could win the league, one of the ways, if basically City get the 115 charges and they get dumped out of Premier League or get like 50-point deductions or something stupid like that, basically. You get what I mean, right? And have we done enough in the window to kind of capitalize even if that happens? Have we done enough? And again, I don't think we have. Because that is the thing you say, my worry is that once City do fall. City could fall, City won't fall as a team. The 1y5 could damage them, but are we in a position to maybe try and capitalize to that if that happens? I don't think so. Because I think there are other teams who are more well equipped and with more depth in the team to actually try and do that. It would feel like we did a large part of the work only to not receive the pot of gold at the end. Basically. To be honest, if City win the lawsuit, by the way, 100% they will countersuit, they will make a countersuit to basically sue every single team who sued City and snitched on City for PSR, 100%, for malicious stuff and public image destruction and all them things, basically. It would really get to Pep if Arteta did that, as Pep does not lose tight hard battles, as he has never lost one who played his own. Exactly, because Pep Guardiola has never lost a game where he is the grandmaster, pretty much. You can say that, you can think that, but he has won every single game every single game where he has been the master of the game and he hasn't lost it. If Arteta actually manages to beat him on that game, that would be an instant that would actually be very, very damaging in a way for Pep potentially. But overall, that would help Arsenal also massively. Let's say City get docked 10 points. We can confidently say that we would be the ones who inherit Premier League trophy? Nope. We can't. We are already 3 points behind City. So if they dock 10 points right now, we are only 7 points ahead of them. Well, no, we are 2 points behind them. Sorry. We are 8 points ahead of them. Remember last 2 seasons ago when we were 8 points ahead of them, what happened? And it also would be at the same time because the final hearing is in January, February, something like that. It would be like the 2 years ago when we were like 6-7 points ahead also in January, February. It would be the same thing, even if they get docked only 10 points. Do you have belief that Arsenal will be in such a position at the time to carry out through the momentum of the 10 points being ahead even? Or whatever the point tally is at the time. I don't. I'm not gonna lie, I don't. We haven't done enough in the market to even try and consider that. That is also the case for me. Anyhow, let's move a bit swiftly on. We have spent quite a bit of time on this, not gonna lie. Champions League registration. Arsenal have registered their squad for UEFA Champions League. And that is also quite interesting one, I'm not gonna lie. Quite interesting one. So we have signed Ryan Neto and Setford, obviously. Saliba, and here it is. Kieran Tierney has been registered for the Premier League because he is actually alive. He is actually in the training. He exists. He has recovered. And the fact that he has been actually registered to Premier League, yes, you can say it's actually for depth. But there actually could be argument from he to being played. Tierney, and all that. Tierney actually could be playing. Because for me, and I still gonna stand on this rock until someone knocks me down. When healthy, Tierney is our best left back. For me, when Tierney is healthy, not injured, on a good form, he's our best left back. I don't see Calafiori as a left back. I see him as a left center back. He mostly plays center back as well for Bologna when they played 3 at the back. He played few games at left back, I'm not gonna lie, for Bologna in general when they changed formation, but overall he's a left center back. He's not a left back as well. For me, Tierney is still the best left back in the team. He can overlap, which we need to do more, which we don't do enough. He can cross the ball properly, which I would say most of our attackers and midfielders can't do properly. Because when Saka crosses the ball, let's just say 40% of the time, he barely gets past the first man, if he gets past the first man. He loves to defend. He can also play left center back, by the way, because he does that for Scotland. He does it for Scotland because Robertson plays the left wing back role when they play 3 at the back. So I'm still gonna stand on this rock. That Tierney still is our best left back. Yeah, see, you agree. He is the best left back of the flag. To be honest, Tierney should play some games. Carabao Cup, FA Cup, maybe even in Champions League I can see him play some games. Maybe even in Premier League he could play some games. The question is, will he get the chance? Because Arteta doesn't like him, let's be real. Arteta just doesn't like him because he cannot invert. He cannot invert. And that is the biggest thing. Who cares you can or cannot invert? Have you noticed that Pep Guardiola doesn't invert as much anymore, by the way? He overlaps actually more at the times now during these games. During games he actually mixes it up. He doesn't do one thing over and over again. It's like he has like multiple plans for the game if it doesn't work. Like he has multiple plans to change the game, to change the narrative. It's actually interesting. I noticed that Pep and Ancelotti, exactly. That's the thing. They don't invert anymore. How comes? Arteta is always 2 years behind. Just wait. If he stays here for 2 more years, he will stop inverting. Exactly. Pep is playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers, basically. He shows few cool moves. Everyone tries to copy them. By the time everyone has learned the moves he did 2 years ago, he already has discovered 3 new moves to do. He always is 2 steps, 3 steps ahead. Exactly. It's like basically, how to say this properly. For Pep's sake, let's just say this. Pep Guardiola is iPhone 21. Yeah? 21? 21. Or whatever. What's the latest iPhone? 15? 16? Whatever it is, basically. The latest iPhone. I don't even know. To be honest, I've never had an iPhone, so I don't know. iPhone, what, 16, 17, 18? Something like that. While Mikel Arteta is pretty much, I don't know, iPhone 10 on the old software and everything. Pretty much that's like that. Imagine if we come third and then City get docked points and then Liverpool inherit the Premier League trophy. That would be such an Arsenal thing. Yeah, that would be. Arteta is the iPhone 7. Yeah, just released, 7 years and everything. iPhone 7 while everyone's on iPhone 20 pretty much. Generally, it feels like on some instances Arteta is a mechanical clock in a digital age. Let's just say that. He's like a mechanical clock in a digital clock age, basically. He always is behind. He is there, he can do the job, but always something is missing. Always new ideas, something special is missing in a way. Something like that. Anyways, Tierney is back in the squad. Are you happy that Tierney is back? Tierney is back. Whee! And everything. Tierney is back. See? To be honest, on the picture on the right, he already looks in pain. And on the left, he's hopping on one leg. Be careful with that. You're gonna screw up your knee once again. Anyhow, on to the big news about today. Martin Odegaard. Obviously, before the game we played against Brighton, he was tended by the medical staff. Martin Odegaard was treated by the medical staff, and there were worries about an injury. And now today in the interview, Norwegian national coach has come out and don't want to say confirmed it, but kinda added fuel to the fire, if that makes any sense to you, in a way. We're gonna look into this. BlackBerry, BBM, and them say basically everyone's on Optic while Arteta is on dial-up. Arteta still uses Hotmail like me. Hey, Curtis uses Hotmail as well. You can't knock him for the guy. Genuinely. Anyhow, let's get to Martin Odegaard. Here it is. Norway boss Talk Solbakken believes Martin Odegaard is carrying an injury after Arsenal's 1-1 draw. It's not looking good, guys. It's not looking good. The international break may have paused Premier League action for now, but Mikel Arteta is still be keeping a close eye on his players while they fly a link up to their national teams. By the way, how comes all these Palmerses, Watkinses and all them players can get pulled out from the national team, while Saka, Declan Rice and Odegaard have to play every single minute there? How comes that is still a thing? How comes we don't go to the national team and say, yo, you know what? Maybe this time don't call up our players. Let them rest. They have played too many games already. Let them freaking rest. Especially for what is England calling up players like Saka and everyone? England has enough quality to beat your Irelands and Finlands and all them teams they have to play. Let's be real. It's another loophole that the other clubs must have, but we don't know of it. Yeah, that is the case. I generally believe it's like similar. Everyone knows it, but maybe we know it as well. Just like with FFP and PSR, everyone knows the loopholes. Everyone knows how to do the dark arts in those instances. Arsenal know them as well. The thing is, all the teams are willing to exploit them, except Arsenal. We hold basically the PSR FFP rulebook under the pillow and hold on it to their life like it's the Bible, basically. Why do they need to play Saka Rice? They don't know what they do. So exactly. It's also it's what it is, it's the national term, and who the hell cares? Nations League. Who the hell cares about goddamn Nations League? Legitimately. Who the hell cares? Who is England playing? Let's look at this. Kazakhstan play Norway tomorrow. Let's just say that. Where's England? I want to see who is England playing. England is playing Ireland. Oh yeah, you definitely need Saka, Declan Rice and them man for that. Okay, and who is then England playing? England after they're playing Ireland and they're playing Finland. Oh, you definitely need Bukayo Saka and them man for that. Playing playing Finland and them teams, definitely. Holy crap! I think we actually don't know the loophole. I remember when Saka had to present the St. George's Park as England didn't think he was just... Well... We tried that with Jesus and everything, it worked then, but it is what it is, I guess. Another thing, Rice is going to get dogs abuse in Dublin with players flying in with hard tackles. Yeah, Rice already is out of breath in about 30th minute by now. In the Premier League already. Yes, Arteta is playing him in more advanced state role when he has to push more forward and everything, but at the same time you cannot discount the fact that he has been overplayed massively and he needs to rest. Yet we cannot do that. There are no breaks. After international break we have 7 games in 3 weeks and then we have international break once again. Then again 7-6 games in 3-4 weeks and again we have stuff like that. And it's a never-ending cycle. Anyways, back to Odegaard. Odegaard, who did not play at Euro 2024 after, well, that's a useless info, was expected to play Nations League fixtures against Kazakhstan and Austria. Yeah, I get why you need Odegaard in Norway, to be honest. However, Solbakken has hinted at a potential injury concern for the Arsenal captain who suffered a knock during the Gunners' latest Premier League clash. Yeah. I think it's another bang. Oh, Arteta loves the word bang. Solbakken told reporters when asked how Odegaard was suffering from the Brighton fixture. I was about to say, I think it is something other than the bang, so to speak. It has not yet been revealed whether Odegaard will return to fitness in time for Norway's... He hasn't even been confirmed and they play tomorrow. And he's the only Norwegian player who hasn't been confirmed for the game. Which already makes me very, very worried about this. Very worried. The fact that he's the only one. But Arsenal fans will hope he is back on their upcoming London. To be honest, imagine Odegaard's injured and we don't have him for Spurs, Atalanta and City. We already can kiss our chances to goodbye to everything. Arteta will be short, not snort. Get your mind in your place. Short of options. The midfield after Rice has shown a controversial red card. It wasn't controversial. He's one match ban. We'll see him miss Spurs fixture. Fabio Vieira made a loan move to Porto at the end of the summer transfer window. So no mention of selling ESR, right? No mention of Merino being injured. As it stands, Arteta will have just 3 senior midfielders to pick from, which may drop to 2 if Odegaard is ruled out. Partey have a regular in the squad for the season, despite fans calling to see more veteran Jorginho. Imagine our midfield if Odegaard is injured. Imagine our midfield if Odegaard is injured. Imagine our midfield if Odegaard is injured. It's like we don't think and the project into the future. We just let these bad things happen to us and then wonder why we are in Exactly. We talked about this, didn't we, during transfer window? And after the season as well we talked about this. We don't have proper backups. Last season we didn't get injured pretty much whatsoever. And this season will be the time when Penny drops and we will see more injuries than any other team pretty much. We will see something like Newcastle did when at some point they had about 10 players injured pretty much. Like United did when they had about 7-8 players injured at the same time. And half of those players were the starting 11 players. Imagine half of our starting 11 players are injured at some point. Do we have the backups? Nope, we don't. We need strategic, cynical thinkers in charge who can adapt. Exactly. We don't. To be honest, this all, at the end of the day, falls to Cronkies. Because Cronkies easily can take money out of their pockets, give us, and then we can sign the proper players. They just don't do it. And recently in the news, I think it was yesterday, 2 days ago, Cronkies are building new projects, 700 million. They are gonna put there out of their own money. How much money do you think of that 700 million will be Arsenal's money from TV revenues, from Champions Leagues and everything? How much do you think that will be? Because this summer we actually turned a profit as well. As soon as I saw we were playing in Dublin, I instantly thought that we need to pull Rice. Yeah, Rice will be cussed out of that game by fans. He will get flying spin kicks basically at him by O'Shea and stuff like that. Evan Ferguson will kick him in the nuts and everything. It will be wild game, and I don't think he won't be very welcome there, and he will get bullied like no tomorrow there as well. But the big thing is, and this is the big worry, there have been no confirmation of how serious is the Odegaard's injury. So basically at the moment we are just speculating and flying under the subject about and thoughts of the fact that it shouldn't be serious. Yet at the same time, he had a knock. He didn't look like himself during the game. He was awful, quite awful. Norwegian manager says that there is something more than just that knock, and he still hasn't been confirmed for the game that is happening tomorrow. Which leads me to believe there is more where that came from. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Let's be real. So that means that there will be something very, very, very dark looming potentially for Arsenal in near future. And I don't want to see that, but it looks like it could actually be a reality. Odegaard had his head bowed down the pitch, so exactly. He didn't look good. He genuinely didn't look good. So what's gonna happen here? This is the big thing now. Will Odegaard be out for extended period of time? There are talks that Jesus will be back. Okay, cool. But we need a number 10. We need someone who can create. And if we don't have anyone to create, it's actually kind of wild. Imagine if Odegaard is injured, right? For that Spurs game. We have to play midfield of Partey and Jorginho. And then you decide either it's Havertz, either it's Jesus in that 10, or you can play Zinchenko in that 10 or 8 role, whatever. Or you basically YOLO it and throw Ranieri into deep ends and see sink or swim. It's basically one of those situations. And you risk it a lot if you put Havertz in the midfield. If you put him in a 10, we need a number 9. If Jesus is back, then he most likely will start. If he isn't back, it's curtains. So it's not looking that great. Our squad depth is a massive, massive issue. Everyone was screaming for squad depth, for proper subs and everything. For years, it was the same issue under Arsene Wenger. It's been a decade now, and still nothing has changed in that regard. In that instance, no progress has been made whatsoever. Phase 5, more like phase 0.5. We haven't gotten into phase 1 for the bench. It's actually kind of mad if you think about it. Sorry. But yeah, it is what it is. But I think Ranieri will either play awfully and be subbed, or will completely, basically, start Cetrel, Jack Wilshere versus Barca. Exactly. If Ranieri, for example, starts a big game, he gets to play, although Ranieri has played about 11 minutes overall in Premier League, right? But Ranieri, when he will play, he will either stink out the place and get hooked, or he will set the world on fire and everyone will go crazy and, God forbid, overhype him to the moon, which again will be the stupidest thing you have ever seen, but it is what it is. It's our fan base, and it's English media on top of that. But yeah, at the moment, yeah, and I think on this note, with these news and something to think about, I'm gonna slowly end the stream. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. You have been fan-freaking-tastic. If you're new around here, of course, smash that thumbs up, smash that like button, destroy, subscribe, hit that bell. Thank you for being in the chat, chatting with me, being cool with me. Big up Nick, big up Peppa, big up everyone in the chat who's watching, who's not chatting but just watching. You have been fan-freaking-fantastic. Hope you had a great Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday, last work day, so yay! And everything. Hope you had a great day. Take care, stay safe. Big up everyone.